Students, in this video you're going to learn about accuracy, precision of instrument and error in measurement. Let's start with the first one, that is error. What is an error? I hope everyone will do mistakes. That is a general case. But here in physics, error is nothing but the result of every measurement by any measuring instrument contains some uncertainty. What do you mean by uncertainty? You may not get the exact value. For example, the acceleration due to gravity of Earth is 9.8 meter per second square. Now you did the experiment and you try to measure the value of g, small g. Instead of 9.8, you got something else. That means there is some uncertainty. This uncertainty is called error. Second one, accuracy. Accuracy is nothing but the measurement is a measure of how close the measured value is to the true value of the quantity. That means whenever you try to measure a particular value, for example, again take the value of small g. Now you did the experiment for 3 times. In 3 times you got 3 different values. Let it be 9.7 is the first value, 10 is the second value, and 9.5 is the third value. What is the actual value here? That is a true value. 9.8 is a true value. So out of 3 values which you have measured, which one is very close to 9.8? It is 9.7. So out of 3, that is a 9.7, 10, 9.5, which is more accurate? 9.7 is more accurate. So that is the accuracy. Precision. Precision tells us to what resolution or limit the quantity is measured. Example. Suppose the true value of a certain length is nearly 2.874 centimeter. In one experiment, using a measuring instrument of resolution 0.1 centimeter, that means you can measure only up to 1 decimal, not more than 1 decimal. The measured value is found to be 2.7 centimeter. While in another experiment, using a measuring device of greater resolution, say 0.01 centimeter, the length is determined to be 2.69 centimeter. Can anyone tell me which one is a more precise value? The first measurement has more accuracy because it is very close to the true value, but less precision. Why it is less precision? Because you can measure only up to 1 decimal, but the exact value or the true value is up to 3 decimals, so it is not precise, but it is more accurate. Whereas if you consider the second measurement, it is less accurate when compared to the first one, but more precise. Why it is more precise? Because you can measure up to 2 decimal. Simply, precision deals with the least count. In general, the error in measurement can be broadly classified as number 1, systematic error, 2, random error. Now let's start systematic error. The systematic error are those errors that tend to be in one direction, either positive or negative. See the name itself, systematic. That means very disciplined. If it is positive, it is always positive alone. If it is negative, it is always negative. It will not oscillate. That is called systematic error. Only it will be present in one particular direction. Some of the sources of systematic error are, number 1, it can be instrumental error. What do you mean by instrumental error? The instrumental error that arises from the error due to imperfect design or calibration of the measuring instrument, zero error in the instrument, etc. Here, what is the meaning of this? Imperfect design. That means you took an apparatus and the design of the apparatus is not perfect to measure a particular value. Or calibration. What do you mean by calibration? I hope if you take a meter scale, you will have the calibration on the meter scale to measure the length. That is a division. Maybe the space between the lines is not equal. It may be a little different. So that is called calibration. So because of imperfect design or because of calibration, it may leads to instrumental error. Example, the temperature graduations of a thermometer may be inadequately calibrated. That means you look at the thermometer and the marks which are present on the thermometer are not adequate, they are not proper. It may read 104 degrees centigrade at the boiling point of water at STP, whereas it should read 100 degree. That means instead of 100 degree, it will show 104 degree. It is just because of wrong calibration. So here the error is because of instrument. So this error is called instrumental error. Second one, in a vernier caliper, the zero mark of vernier scale may not coincide with the zero mark of the main scale. Generally, a vernier caliper will have 4 jars. 2 jars will be there in the bottom line and 2 jars are there to measure the inner diameter. So the first 2 jars J1 and J2 are used to measure the length up to 1 by 100 centimeter. Whenever both the jars are closed with respect to one another, that means there is no gap between the first 2 jars. Here the 0 on the main scale should coincide with the 0 of the vernier. Please check the picture. Third one, an ordinary meter scale may be worn off at one end. Sometimes you see whenever you are going to purchase a new scale, you bring to school and you are going to keep it on the table. Somehow your friends are going to talk to you and the scale is going to fall on the ground. Whenever it is going to fall on the ground, the edges are going to break. So because of this, it may lead to instrumental error also. Second one, imperfection in experimental technique or procedure. See the name? Imperfection in experimental technique. Experimental technique means the way you do. So whenever you perform the experiment, you have to perform very concentratedly. To determine the temperature of a human body, a thermometer placed under the armpit will always give a temperature lower than the actual value of the body temperature. A simple example. Suppose small kid was there. Now, generally when you want to measure the temperature, body temperature, you are going to keep the thermometer inside the mouth under the tongue. But for small babies, we can't do this because they may break it. So, what the doctor will do? He will keep the thermometer under the armpit. So, whenever you change the position of the thermometer to measure the body temperature, definitely it will show a different value than actually it is. Generally, whenever you keep the thermometer under the armpit, the temperature shown will be less than 1 degree. So it is just because of experimental procedure. Third one, personal error. The personal error arises due to an individual bias. That means whenever we perform in the experiment, we are not concentrated to do the experiment. The concentration levels are little low, or maybe some other means. Here you can see the conditions. Lack of proper setting of the apparatus. That means the teacher will advise something for you to set the apparatus, but you are not going to set accordingly. Or individual carelessness in taking observation without observing proper precautions. That means whenever you are going to take the reading, you are not following the procedure properly because of your carelessness. So all these things leads to personal error. Example, if you hold your head a bit too far to the right while reading the position of a needle on the scale, you will introduce an error due to parallax. I think already you have learnt about parallax in measurement of length. Whenever you are going to see an object through your right eye, if you close your right eye without changing the position, if you open your left eye and try to see, it will not be in the same line. So this is called as parallax. So even it leads to personal error. Systematic errors can be minimized by, so here under systematic we have discussed 3 points. Number 1, instrumental error. Number 2, imperfection in experimental technique or procedure. Number 3, personal error. How can we minimize them? Number 1, by improving experimental techniques. That means you use a better technique to perform the experiment. 2. Selecting better instrument. That means you select a better apparatus while performing the experiment. 3. Removing personal bias as far as possible. That means you should be more careful while you're performing the experiment. Second one, random error. The random error are those errors which occur irregularly and hence are random with respect to sign and size. The name itself is defining that they come randomly without our notice. These can arise due to random and unpredictable fluctuations in experimental conditions, personal errors by the observer taking reading, etc. Example, when the same person repeats the same observation, it is very likely that he may get different reading every time. As I mentioned in the example, whenever you want to measure the value of acceleration due to gravity, 3 times you perform and you got 3 different values. It is just because of random error. Least count error. What is least count actually? See the name, least count. The smallest division that you can measure using a device is called least count. For example, if you take a meter scale, with the help of meter scale, what is the least value you can measure? 0.1 centimeter. Less than that can you measure? No, we can't. So that is called least count. Least count. The smallest value that can be measured by the measuring instrument is called its least count. The least count error is the error associated with the resolution of the instrument. Example, the vernier calipers has a least count as 0.01 centimeter. Whereas if you take a spirometer, it is also a device which is used to measure the radius of curved objects. It can have 0.001 centimeter. Now you can see whose least count is more. Spirometer's least count is more. Using instruments of higher precision, improving experimental technique, etc., we can reduce least count error. Repeating the observation several times and taking the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean means, suppose you have taken 3 values. What is the mean of those 3 values? The sum of 3 values by number of values, which represents arithmetic mean or simply mean, simply average. Of all observations, the mean value would be very close to the true value of the measured quantity. That's the reason whenever you are going to perform the experiment, the teacher will ask you to repeat the experiment maybe 3 times or 5 times based on the experiment. Why we have to repeat? Because each time you repeat, you may get a different error. It may be due to instrument, it may be due to imperfection in procedure, it may be to personal, it may be due to random error or least count error. So error may come in any one of the factor. To reduce the error and get a value which is very close to the true value, that means the value should be more accurate, we are going to repeat the experiment for many times. Note, least count error belongs to random error category but within a limited size. It occurs with both systematic as well as random error.